Hey, this is Jimmy Archer with Inside Triathlon, and I'm standing here with Brian Smith, who just won about 20 minutes ago. How was the race today? Like how'd it go out there? It seemed a little cold at the start. I felt a little brisk, my fingers were going a little numb.
Yeah, the run was a little tougher than I expected. I went fairly anaerobic at the start and held a good position, but I ended up losing 2 spots before we got into the end of the second lap. So I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I was really hoping that the bike would kind of pull me through, and it did. So yeah, I was really happy with today. It was a lot of fun. It was my first time doing a winter triathlon, so I can't be too disappointed with being able to win the first one.
Excellent. So this is for those who don't know, winter triathlon is a run, a mountain bike, and a ski. This one was a little bit short. Usually it's around about 10K, about 12K on the bike, and then another 10 to 12K on the ski. So it was a little shorter today, and there's a longer race in about 3 weeks that's going to be our national championships. I'm imagine you're going to be back for that. Do you think a longer race is going to be a benefit or something that you're going to have to approach a little bit different?
Well, I think a longer race is actually going to suit my style. I've been doing a lot more, endurance training through the winter. I do a lot of tour skiing in preparation for the Grand Traverse. So I think a longer event's going to really suit my style of racing. Today, digging deep, especially in the run portion at the start, I definitely went into the red a little more than I would have liked to. So hopefully a little longer run, a little less intense. I think I'll definitely be a little better suited come the national event.
Good, great. So one of the things that's kind of a benefit of having it cold is that the snow is usually a little bit harder. Doesn't tend to get as torn up as much, but we also it was cold, but it was fairly fresh snow, so maybe it wasn't packed as much. Did you notice anything with the technical aspects of the race? Were you really struggling on any particular part, or was it pretty good conditions all around?
Well, I was actually really impressed with the conditions. They did a lot of really good work out there, making the track nice and firm. And compared to yesterday when I went out and practiced, it was definitely night and day. You didn't want to get on the side of the trail. There was definitely spots there where it was really soft.
Yeah.
You kind of wanted to
about
shoot
3 feet of powder.
Exactly. The middle of the track was definitely the better spot. It was a little more firm. But obviously, once you start doing multiple laps out there, you're going to start running into old track, and it's going to be a little softer. So you definitely had to pick and choose your lines.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. So you pretty dominating win today. I think would you take it by about 2 minutes at least, or something like that?
2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
So assuming that you'd be back for next week or for next month, the national championships. That's also going to be our qualifier for the world championships in Italy this year. And if you were to qualify there, do you think you'd be going to Italy, or what are your thoughts on the big time, the world champs?
I'd really like to go to the world championships. I think if I can qualify, I'm going to give it my best shot to go. It's going to make it a busy winter because I'm doing a lot of traveling. But if given the opportunity, I'm definitely going to take it up and give it a shot. I think this is a new sport for me, and I think I've got talent in it. So why not give it a try and see what happens?
All right, and so another thing about Brian is he races professional mountain bikes in the summer and also is one of the pros on the Xterra Triathlon circuit. He actually won the Milwaukee race, the Midwest Championships last year, and then had a little bit of an injury. But how do you think something like this winter triathlon would benefit either your mountain biking or your triathlon in the summer?
Well, obviously it's really, really similar to the Xterra format. There's running, biking, and then skiing substituting the swimming for the summertime. And swimming is definitely my weakest event. But I've been doing Nordic skiing now for about 5 years, getting pretty serious about it. And I think I've definitely got more talent in that sport. So I think this is definitely a better suited event for my style. And I think I've got a future in it if as long as I can afford to do it and I'm physically capable of doing it. So
excellent. So I know something about winter triathlon. People are a little bit worried about maybe I'm not a good skier. I don't know about riding the bike on the snow. I mean, do you think this is absolutely as difficult as a lot of people might think it is, or is it something that you can actually pick up? It's just going to be a little bit different than what you're used to when you're riding, in the summer, or you're doing a summer triathlon.
Well, I'd say, the running's definitely going to be a little more technical because you're running in the snow. But essentially, it's like running in soft, sandy conditions.
Just a little slower, more of a strength run?
Exactly. It's like running on a beach for about 5K. But the bike, definitely, riding a bike on the snow is way different than riding on, on soft ground, and and it definitely takes preparation as far as getting your equipment right, getting your tires and pressure, and that pretty much made or break the race for the top athletes today. So that's the biking's definitely one of those things where you definitely want to prepare for it and have everything set up in advance before the event.
Yeah, but there's not the riding on snow. There's not really any penalty points when you go down. You just kind of slide a little.
Yeah,
but definitely a little more slippery and stuff. That'd probably benefit your average triathlete or even mountain biker to get out there and have a little bit more technically demanding conditions. Something where you're not going to get hurt if you go down, but it's going to push your skills and make you work on your balance and your skills. You think that's you like that for yourself, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's challenging. It really forces you to work on your technical skills. The one thing I've found too is you really want to stay in a higher gear than you normally would when you're riding the bike.
So more spin.
Well, actually less spin.
Higher,
yeah. Lower cadence. Bigger gears. It's kind of power riding in a sense, because as soon as you drop your gears and start spinning, you're gonna bury your wheels and you're gonna end up hiking your bike. So. That pretty much. I stayed in my big ring all day today, and I think that pretty much made the difference, for my ride.
All right, excellent. Well, congratulations, and look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully, I'll be healthy, or next month.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be healthy and actually be able to get out there with you.
Definitely. Look forward to it, Jimmy. Thanks a lot.